So I have a story to tell. My story is about my mother and Marlboro red cigarettes. So here how it goes. People think I'm crazy, but I'm not. I'm very, very smart people. Anyways, let me begin to tell my story so it don't last forever. Because nothing lasts forever, right? My mother's dying. And I blame Marlboro red cigarettes. Well, anyways, Mama used to tell me a story when I was young about Marlboro red cigarettes. Them cowboy killers. That's what they called them, cowboy killers. Because they were so strong, you know. And in Marlboro, they had this little thing with the cowboy man and the Marlboro Ranch. If people older than me will know what I'm talking about, and people growing up in my generation would know what I'm speaking about. Mama used to tell me this story. Oh man, the first cigarette I picked up, I was 9 years old. You know, after her aunt. And she used to tell me, you better not ever pick up them cigarettes, Lori. That's them cowboy killers that'll kill you. You know? Well, I'll be damned. That's my cigarette today. That's what I smoke, Marlboro Reds. Them cowboy killers. But anyways, this story isn't about me. It's about my mother. Well, people, if y'all remember back in the day, they used to have the Marlboro Miles. You used to rip off the Marlboro Miles and you used to collect them and you send them in for prizes. You know, the more you could collect, the bigger the prize you get. You know. So anyways, my mama used to do that. She was with this little Marlboro club and everything. You know. Well, anyways, you would have thought somebody who smoked a lot, because you see, my mama, she was a smoker. She'd light a cigarette, she'd take a couple of puffs, she'd put it out, and she'd light it back. She'd light a cigarette back to back. You know, she was a stay-at-home mother. Her husband worked offshore. And she didn't have the greatest past growing up. And she lived in the past. So, she was a smoker. So she'd take them cigarettes, Marlboro cigarettes. I watched her growing up, y'all. This is a real life story. This isn't a commercial on TV about tobacco products. And I watched my mom smoke those Marlboro red cigarettes, okay? Back to back. She'd light one up, put it out, couple drags, put it out. She'd light another one up. Man, I lasted for years and years and years. You know. One year, you would have thought maybe she would have got cancer, like throat cancer, lung cancer, anything. No, she never got that. I mean, she's been through rheumatoid arthritis. She's breast cancer, stage 4 breast cancer now. That was terrible. And, you know, she didn't quit smoking when she had cancer, when she had the breast cancer. She didn't quit smoking. She said, no, smoking's not what caused my cancer, you know. How can smoking cause breast cancer? That's not what caused my cancer, ain't it? So she continued on smoking. Well, anyways, she ended up with double lung pneumonia. You know, the doctors didn't know what was going on with her the first go round. I don't know why, because, you know, a cigarette caused it. It was a cigarette that caused it. It was Marlboro Reds. That's the only cigarette she ever smoked her entire life. Well, anyways, back to the story. After they sent her home with the flu. Okay, people? She had the flu. Alright, that's what they could diagnose her with, because they couldn't find nothing else wrong with her. So anyways, she went home. She told my daddy, oh, I said, I'm still not feeling good. You know, this isn't right. So she went back to the hospital. My aunt, she took her to Lafayette General this time. And hey, people, I recommend Lafayette General all day. That is a damn good hospital. And I wouldn't beg to differ. But anyhow, they diagnosed her with double lung pneumonia. They sent her home. Mama ended up in the hospital, in ICU. and she was tricked. She was on life support, people. Well, she made it through it. A few months later, she came home. Now, my daddy, guys. Now, let me tell you about my daddy. My daddy was a family man and still is. All he ever did all his life was work offshore and come home to his family. Family man. So anyways, my daddy, he smoked those cheap cigarettes. Like Dorel and Winston. Those were the cheap cigarettes back in those days. So that way Mama could smoke her Marlboro Reds. You understand? Well, my daddy ended up with throat cancer and lung cancer due to smoking those cheap cigarettes. And, you know, he quit smoking years ago because he seen that what Marlboro Red cigarettes was doing to my mama. He seen that those cigarettes was killing my mother. So he had quit smoking. Cold turkey. And he's the one who ended up with throat cancer and lung cancer. Believe it or not. My daddy's a survivor. So anyhow, my mom, she survived that double lung pneumonia. Well, before she even got double lung pneumonia, I was telling you people about the Marlboro Miles. Well, you remember the Marlboro Miles? Well, here's how it worked. You turn in your Marlboro Miles, they put it in the computer system. Well, let me tell you something. That's how they could determine, I guess that's how they calculated and estimated how much people smoke every day, every week, every month. And I know Marlboro knows that they were killing these people with those cigarettes, those Marlboro Red cigarettes, them cowboy killers. I know they know that they were killing people because of how much tobacco that people were putting in their system. And it's not good for them. So anyways, you know, they calculated these Marlboro Miles. You know, they used to have this big trip you could win a big sweepstakes. They used to give these sweepstakes away. You could either go on the Marlboro Ranch and meet the Marlboro Man, or you could go to the racetrack, drive with the famous race car driver on the racetrack in Florida, Miami, Florida. Well, people, my mama won the trip. My mother won the trip. She won. By God, you know why she won? Because that woman smoked so many cigarettes every day, every month, every year. And that was calculated in the computer system because of how many Marlboro Miles she turned in all her life. Okay? Well, she won this trip. She got her dream. It was always her dream to win the Marlboro sweepstakes and go meet the Marlboro Man and stay on the Marlboro Ranch. Well, anyways, she had a choice. My mama's not a dumb person in life. She chose something. She chose something memorable. And that would be passed down in generation from generation, and that would be worth something. My mother chose to go to Miami, Florida and meet the race car driver and drive on his racetrack, his race car. Well, granted, this man he was a race car driver, and he still is today. He's the top dog now. That man is the top-notch dog now, race car driver. And, but back in those days, he was a race car driver, but, you know, people die. And when people die, other people take their spots. Well, now this man's in the spot. He's the the man. He's the man now, race car driving, okay? Well, my mama got to meet this man because she won this Marlboro sweepstakes for smoking the most cigarettes in the fucking world. And God forgive me for cursing. Well, my mama's dying today. And, you know, I don't blame cancer. The doctors can't figure out what's going on with her. why her blood platelets stay at 2. And my point of the story is, after my mama got double lung pneumonia, and she was trached, and she survived that. She came home from the hospital and she quit smoking cigarettes cold turkey, and she did get to live longer, and she's still alive today. She's fighting hard. I give it to my mother. She's a fighter. But anyways, I picked up a nasty habit after her. Mama would put out them cigarette butts and I'd go behind her. Yeah, I light those cigarette butts up and I started smoking them Marlboro Reds. Well, I figure if I smoke a shorter Marlboro Red cigarette, then it wouldn't kill me. But anyways, the moral of my story is I know that tobacco has made my parents ill. It's too late for me, and it's too late for them. But it's never too late for anyone else, especially the young generation, especially the children coming up. My mom's dying today, and I blame tobacco products for everything. My mama got to live out her dream through Marlboro Red cigarettes. She got to go on her dream vacation because she smoked the most Marlboro cigarettes. And I know this because it's computer system. It was the computer system. The Marlboro miles were put in the system. It makes all the sense in the world. And that's why she won the sweepstakes. So I know for a fact that tobacco products is what's killing my parents, and it's killing me. So my advice to the young generation, please don't smoke. Please. Tobacco is no good, people. It's no good.